Let me wet my whistle. Okay, so if you are already liking and subscribing, you would know that I already did Trans-Allegheny most of my evidence, and I said that I was going to follow up with more. So this is that show.
Yay.
No, no surprise.
I thought you were about to like plot twist and be like,
uh,
no, fuck that. I got bored with it or something.
I considered it. So like a weekend ago or so, I got really sick and it totally destroyed my plans. I was supposed to get out of the house and do a bunch of running around and water stuff. I was about to say sports, but that's not true. I mean, I do have a fisherman in the house, but I usually just kayak around and listen to boats on books on audio. Not much of a sport for me. Um,
But it is.
Kayaking, I guess.
Yeah, because you're paddling, even if
I
it's
know,
like
but I'm cruising
super
mostly.
easy. Yeah.
It is. And he also has the kayak with like he's got a trolling motor, so he can like he's out. So sometimes I'll just latch onto him and just take me on out of here. So I had a bunch of plans and I ended up getting like super sick. So I stayed at home. So I ended up getting the next case prepared. And I thought, well, I could flip the switch and just do that one. But no, 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 no. I'm going to go ahead and finish up Trans-Allegheny tonight. And then you'll get to see what I have for you in the next episode because you're liking and subscribing and you're getting the notifications when our next episodes come out. And the next one's going to be a good one, as always. Who doesn't want to hear more ghostly evidence, EVPs? I mean, that's why you're here, right?
I hope
So,
so.
I
I hope
mean,
it's not some kinky thing that they're just here for.
that would be weird because I don't have anything for you. I mean, we have had some strange EVPs that are related to that from the ghosts, though. Like, we're just kind of like, what was uh just morning and oh chip, like we get some strange some really strange evps that we really can't quite put our finger on like what that means. So I don't know, you'll have to just dig back through our past episodes to see what the heck I'm talking about. It was the Hotel San Carlos and the what was the not the Mizpa, what was the place in Virginia City, the Washoe Club. It was the
Oh,
Washoe Club.
yeah, yeah. Pervy, pervy
Perfect.
ghost.
Right. So I don't have anything like that for you here tonight. As a matter of fact, for the most part, these EVPs are benign considering what I got like on the first go round. I got some that were kind of a little colorful. The Burn in Hell EVP was a favorite. This time it's just voices, and I'm gonna apologize on the front end again. They're quiet. I know that the spirits were doing their best to get through to us, but it was late. It was hot, and I think they were tired and exhausted, and they were just, doing what they could to get through. But in the end, you're going to have to really strain your ears to hear a lot of these. I'm going to just put that out there in the beginning so that you know. So,
Noted. And you know what I thought about the other day? I guess it was after your Trans-Alleghenian episode. How I kept saying I do think that the like humidity or something affects it. And
mhm.
next, not next, yeah, next month we're doing it again.
I
We're
know. August. Yeah, I
yeah,
know.
fuck. I don't know why I didn't think about that before we like pick dates and stuff. But it'd be cool to see if that same thing happens, then,
Mhm.
then there's a connection, a correlation there. So,
True. And I think it's only going to be just one of those locations, right? Because the other places that we're going to be, I guess, investigating should have some sort of air conditioning, I would imagine.
true, true. I don't know about one of them, but one
Yeah.
definitely should since we're sleeping there. So,
Yeah, right, right.
yeah.
Hopefully. Hmm. Okay. Well, we'll just have to wait and see. We've also, from doing the show, we've learned that we should have the AC off when we're investigating. But like, if it gets too humid where we're like sticky and we can't move, then I guess that's not, it's going to be a different kind of investigation. It's going to be a lot of pendulum investigation, I think. Pendulum, tarot cards, Ouija board. We're going to have to pull out old school stuff for those hot nights. Um, all right, so let me get started with some EVPs, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right. So before I start, a good portion of these clips, I want to say the first 9 clips or so, are going to be when we're in the upstairs part of the lunatic asylum. We started in a room and then we moved into the hallway. And Wendy did her episode on the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum too, where she did a bunch of video. So I lucked out because Wendy started with hers first, so I can go back and kind of refer to some of her clips with all of this. And why I say that is because this is going to be all clips from the audio recorder. I don't have anything left that's video. So everything that you're going to hear from me or what I'm going to play that was from my side was all audio. And then, like I said, I'll flip flop and show you some of Wendy's video to kind of go along with it.
Can you tell us your name?
I wish that was a growl. That was a really good stomach noise, though, wasn't it?
It was.
It was. So I don't know if it's in any of this audio, but the guy that's up there with us. So it's me and Wendy, and then a guy and a gal, and I don't remember their names, but they investigated this area with us. And he mentioned a couple of times that the Mexican he shouldn't have had that Mexican because his stomach was going crazy. So I tried to point out every time his stomach made noise. Or I just tried to cut it so that you wouldn't hear it constantly and think, but what about that? It's most likely a stomach noise. If I pointed it out, as thinking that it was something else, you'll see it come up on the screen.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know why we make that poor decision of
I know, Mexican food.
seems to happen a lot, to be honest.
Yeah, everyone likes Mexican food. So I mean, and they had a really good restaurant right across the street ish. Somewhat near the location. I don't think it was actually right across the street.
I think it was across the street from our hotel that we stayed
Hotel.
at, is what you're thinking. Yeah. But
Yeah, what
it's a small town, so everything's close.
That's true. That's true. And I guess it was central because I think everyone was staying pretty much at that hotel, or
Yeah, I think there
I
were
think it was that
two
one.
right next to each other. Yeah,
Yeah.
between the two.
Yeah. So like when we went to the Mexican restaurant, it was basically all of the investigators at the asylum that night. We just filled the whole place up, which was kind of cool. So it was just all of us there. But yeah, so anyways, you'll hear his stomach, and we'll talk about our stomachs a few times during this. So sorry about that, but at least you'll know that we're doing our due diligence to point out what you could pick up as something, and it's actually not. So, anyways, passing by the stomach noise number one onto the EVP again, which I thought was really cool because he said something, or one of us asks, I think it was the man, asks, "What is your name?" Yeah, of course, I don't have his name. I said, "This voice comes just after the man asks, is
Yeah.
this some rando guy?" But he was an investigator who was part of the group. I just didn't catch his name. But he asks if they can tell us their name, and the EVP that we get after that is super cute, I think. Just the way that it says it.
hmm
And it's so crazy because like the audio recorder picks up voices like nobody's business. So, and it's like there's no joke here. Like the voices are coming at you left and right, but these are super, super faint. So I don't know if that means that they were just really, really far away, or like I said before, it's hot, it's humid, it's late, and they're just like doing what they can to give it, grasp onto whatever energy that's out there to put out their voices, and it's just not that much.
Yeah. I wonder if it has something to do with this, just like the air, it's too hard to break through, basically.
Yeah.
With like all the humidity in the air or the
Oh,
atmosphere. I don't know enough about science to try to even explain it or fully understand it, but I think that EVP is awesome. And
me
is
too.
this the one you were thinking of, like in your last episode when it said "Sure Slim"? And now they're
Yeah,
saying daddy-o.
Daddy-o.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's it, exactly. So I thought that was funny because I don't get too many actual names. Well, I take that back. I do get a handful of names, but not a ton. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing. Like the names that I got, I'm excited about, but I feel like you got an actual like laundry list of names. Like you just have to go down the list and be like, okay, Mallory, okay, such and such. Like you could be like calling roll call when you're at the asylum, but with the amount of names that Wendy got. But I got things like sure, Slim. And you tell us yours, Daddy-o. Like that is so wild. Like it's just so cute because it's such a like a period thing to say.
Right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, that was definitely the one that I was talking about. I don't think I have anything cooler than that. But that anyways, yeah, that's the one. You tell us yours, Daddy. And it's a direct like it's directly related to the guy who was asking, like, can you tell us your name? And they're just like, can you
Yeah,
tell us yours, Daddy?
they're responding to what he just said. Not
Yeah.
giving the answer, but
No.
being a smartass.
Yeah, no, I like it. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would prefer a name, but this is cute too. So this number two that I have, I don't know if I've marked. I've got whispers that I couldn't make out. So again, just very quiet or low energy or whatever. There's something going on, but I was not able to hear it fully. But then I did get something, and here, let me just play it for you. Oh, and this one is going to be a very like longer clip. I played it out all the way through, so this one's going to be kind of long. It's back in that room.
I thought that, yeah.
So like a car drives by, but then you can hear something else too, but I can't make out actual words.
Yeah, that one's tough. That one's tough.
Tough.
But you could definitely hear that something is there.
Yeah, it's just so I marked it as being whispers.
Hmm.
Ooh, that's loud.
Yeah. Is that someone walking around?
Yeah.
So after I clipped that, and of course it's been some time since we did Trans-Allegheny, and I noted that as, is that someone walking around? And the guy is like, yeah. So he hears what I hear, but is he agreeing that it's legit someone walking around or that we both hear an odd noise of movement that can be unexplained? Because neither one of us go into it any further. We're just like, is that someone walking around? He's like, yeah. We're not talk about it anymore.
No, I think he totally meant exactly what we meant by it. Like
Right, okay.
that's a ghost moving around or something. Because I think he would elaborate more because he knew the people in the group. We did not.
Yes,
So he
right.
probably could have been like, that's Jim Bob. I think they were going to the so and so floor or whatever. Or maybe he really did think it was a human. Like it's gotta be. It's so loud, but no
Right.
one ever showed up. So,
Nobody ever, right, exactly.
yeah.
Nobody ever showed up. We all sat there and we're hearing all of these noises while we're staring down the hallway. And I mean, you're expecting someone to just appear, but they never do.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I thought that was funny. But then that had to comes through, and I think it's going to repeat here in a minute, but like, I don't know if I hear it wrong or if it's just like a fragment of a sentence because I don't know what he's talking about. Had to maybe it's a spirit talking to another spirit. I had whatever the heck they were talking about.
Hmm.
The gasp. I can't. It almost kind of sounds like someone's playing pool the way that it comes through, but like like it sounds like a pool
Yeah.
table. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of funny. And I don't think that where we were would have been like that sort of thing. Anyways, we thought we heard someone moving around. So to our own ears, I think that if we had heard something like a pool table, someone would have said that. I think that's just how it maybe comes across on the recorded part.
Yeah, there's definitely not a pool table there. I don't think they would
No.
have ever had a pool table in a place like this. That sounds kind of
Yeah.
dangerous. But
Yeah.
I almost think that I hear something that along with it, like had to, and then one word after that.
Oh.
But it's so it is faint and there's the walking noise and all that going on at the same time. So I couldn't be like concrete about it or anything, but I almost feel like I'm hearing had to walk. Like,
Oh. Oh. That goes along with it because they are
yeah,
walking. Yeah.
yeah. And so I don't know if that's just in my head or what, but that's what I'm kind of hearing. And it's like maybe they just couldn't help themselves. They're like, I got to get out of here, you know.
Yeah. Maybe. Because honestly, the next one that came up might go along with that. Like, okay, let me see. Oh, I can't see anything. Let me just play it to the next one. I don't know if it's going to replay again. Okay. Did I spell that right? I think I misspelled it. But the next EVP that came up was what don't they get? Or that's what I hear. What don't they get? And so if they were saying had to had to walk, like what don't they get? It kind of to me that makes sense. What don't they get? I gotta leave. This is annoying.
Or they're just going about their day and stuff too. And then like
Yeah,
we have to be so fucking odd to them.
I
Like,
know.
why
Yeah,
are we just sitting there, you know?
yeah. Yeah, we're the crazies, basically. Like, oh my gosh, I gotta get out of there. I promise it's not getting louder with each time. I think it's just the amount of times you hear it, your ears are actually tuning into it. I have the same issue as Wendy mentioned before with editing the audio versus video. I have the ability to raise the volume for the whole clip or not at all. So I can't just change the volume for just the portion that I'm pointing out and replaying. I don't know why I haven't figured that out yet for myself personally, but like I can do it with the visuals. I can turn the volume up on the visual on just the part that I'm replaying, but I can't do it with the audio. So luckily I left that one long enough that I think that you have the ability to like adjust your hearing to kind of, with the background noise or whatever that's going on, to hear that voice really nice and clear. At least I feel that way. Can you hear it nice and clear on your end?
I can, yes. I mean,
Okay.
like you said, they're faint. Mine were too. Like, I think
Yeah.
that's just the area that we're in. But I can make out those exact words. And I even feel like, I think you noted it as an odd noise that follows, right?
Hmm.
I almost think it's just a different voice, like a female type voice, because it's higher pitch, saying
Okay.
had to again.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know if that's just in my head or what, but I don't usually operate that way. I mean, I really think that's what I'm hearing. Like they said, just had to. They didn't say had to walk. Like I think they might be saying the first time, but they just say had to again in like a higher pitch voice. But
that's really cool. I get hung up sometimes on the one EVP that I'm focusing on, and I will miss another voice there. Like I've gone back to like I'll write it down. Okay, I hear something at this time, then I'll go to like clip it, and as I'm clipping it, I'm like, well, what is this other voice? Like I won't even realize it's there until like I'm not listening to the one voice anymore. So if you
I will
uh,
think that I am losing my mind. And so I almost just don't want to like note that there's an EVP right after another EVP because I'm like, am I insane? Like, am I well the voices are they just nonstop now or something? So
I know.
sometimes I hate like saying, oh, this is the EVP that followed that EVP because it's like and you are hearing voices, Wendy. Like you're crazy. But so I could see how that throws you off because you hyper focus on like the one that's like louder and clearer.
Yeah.
And then you'll tend to hear some other stuff around it. And that makes sense if there's multiple spirits that they're all responding to something we're doing or that they're talking with each other.
hmm
But then I mean, that's what it does to me. It makes me feel like I'm crazy.
Well, this is the perfect place for it because the voices are coming like nonstop. So
Mhm.
that's why like I should have maybe tried to focus on that a little bit more. Like you said, you think that you hear an actual words there, and I was just like, it's something, but I just heard it as a noise. So I'm just gonna go back and replay it just to see if I can hear anything more. But most likely, I bet you're right. Like because again, this is the location where they're just like chattering like nonstop. So it wouldn't surprise me if that was actually words. And I don't even know about this. I don't know what I was thinking when I heard that. I don't hear a camera voice in here anymore. I have no idea why I even put those words there. I don't hear it. Isn't that fun? How's that for some evidence autopsy? Lies. Oh, I do hear it. Okay. It's late. There is a voice there. You're right. There is another voice there. It's more faint than the what don't they get?
Hmm.
Is that but there is another voice there. So Easter egg, guys. There's we just found Wendy pointed out that that might have actually been a voice, and I think she's right. There's definitely something else going on there. Again, it doesn't surprise me because of this location. They're just nonstop.
Nonstop.
Um,
There's so many of them.
okay, so this next one that I have, I wonder. I think I'm going to stop my audio. I'm going to jump to the video first and show you what Wendy caught, and then show you what I caught at the same time. Two different voices. Okay, so Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, Ghostly Voices. This is the full video that Wendy posted already on our playlist. It's like 44 minutes long, tons of EVPs, just like nonstop. But I've got it queued up to, or I should at least around 31. Yeah, 31, 31. This is where I want to play. So let me just make that big and let it play.
Did something touch you?
Okay, so I don't need to play the rest of that. I just wanted to kind of wrap up the scene. So I felt something like basically touch on my leg. I thought but you see my recorder's right there in my pocket. I thought the recorder had fallen out of my pocket and was like sliding down my leg. So that's why I'm reacting. But the voice that Wendy caught was gone away. And I got an EVP at the same time. Let me go back to my video. So I like that. So you got the video portion of it first. Okay, so now I'm back in the hallway sitting here, and now here's my what my recorder caught.
was that? Did somebody touch?
Yeah, something.
And that's what it sounded like on the recorder when I'm like fumbling around my pants. But you can tell like that's the same time frame.
Yeah, it is the same time frame, but it does not, and we've talked about this before, that stuff on video is not going to really sound the same as stuff on audio, but
Oh,
it doesn't sound like the same voice like the one that I got, and we're not standing in the same place. Like
no.
there's a good 10 feet or more, or a little more, between us. So it would make sense that we would have different EVPs,
Yeah.
in a place full of spirits. But that is wild
Yes.
because it just doesn't, my voice was very like hushed, it's very faint, and yours has
Yeah.
a deep tone to it.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I wrote exactly that. I just didn't want to. I'm so bad about with these clips. I'm always like, here's exactly what I am going to show you. And then I don't let you like, experience it for yourself. So that's why I wanted to share yours first and then mine, because I have the exact same opinion. The voice that you caught is completely different than the voice that I caught. They were caught basically at the same time, as far as I can tell. And yes, like Wendy said, we were a pretty good distance away. I'm leaning against the wall. I'm closer to like, I don't know, the middle of the hall. And she's closer to like the doorway to the stairwell, right? Like kind of in the back of the hall.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was cool. At the same time, my recorder, I feel like it's about to fall out of my pants, but it doesn't because Wendy's got it right there on the video. It doesn't go anywhere. She gets a voice that sounds like it's saying "gone away" in a hushed tone, and then I've got "take her out." I don't
Yeah.
know if it means like take her out of the hallway or like take her out, like they're gonna drop an elbow on me or something. Get her out of here.
I wonder, the words aren't exactly right, but I wonder if they were trying. Well, no, because you didn't. Well, we don't see it happen. I just wonder if they
Right.
were trying to get that recorder out of your pocket, or
Hmm.
something like the, taking something out of your pocket,
Yeah,
but the words that you got, I mean, that is what they're saying, take her out. So
that's what I hear
I don't
too.
know, maybe
Yeah.
they were trying to like punch you in the leg to knock you over.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because I mean that's like it felt like someone had just like brushed against my leg. And I
Hmm.
mean if they were using all of the energy that they had to really, really whop me, and all I felt was kind of like a gentle rub against my leg, that does kind of scare me a little bit about what I felt at the Conjuring house then, because I felt like it was just a caressing, but what if it was a
They're slapping you,
and
and you're like, oh, that's so
oh,
sweet.
I love them. Such sweet ghosts here.
Oh, I've never thought about that. You are so right. Like, if they can't, you got to think of the movie The Ghost, or
Yeah,
Ghost. Yeah, when he's trying to teach him how to pick something up or knock
yeah.
something over. Yeah. What if he's hitting it with all his might and it's just eek, barely
Yes.
moving.
Barely moving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like he couldn't move it at all. But yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So they might have been trying to legit take me out. And I'm just like, oh, something just brushed against my leg. I'm fine with that. I'm going to continue to have that uh open mind, that optimistic view on the spirits. Not that they're actually trying to beat me up, because if I start thinking like that, I'm going to be like, I don't know. I'll probably be scared. But this next one I've got another voice for you that comes just minutes after this takes place, and I'll follow it up with Wendy's video after that. It's also different, again. So here, let me play the next one for you.
Just went, I thought I just saw
Really?
something. Something just went.
Oh, I set all of that up, but I never even. So we got to go through the replays first of this one.
Like swiped my leg. I thought I was talking on a recorder.
Wow.
Just swiped my.
I love the guy there too. He's like, wow. I love his enthusiasm.
That's awesome.
I'm so glad I let that play out because I forgot about that. So I wrote down whispers, but I actually wondered if the audio recorder is picking up the voice that you might have, but I can't make it out on my end. It's so faint. It's just like voices on the wind. I don't even know how to describe it. It's there, but it could be anything.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try and jump ahead because I don't know if we have to suffer through all of that, me dropping the recorder again, and I don't think that's fair. So I'm just gonna skip ahead. So hopefully I didn't pass it. Okay, again, because I set that up way too long ago, this EVP came just a minute or so after the taker out, after we had calmed down after the incident with me thinking that my why can't I talk? The recorder fell out of my pocket.
Hmm.
And then I was like, oh, my recorder's still here. So after we calmed down and we were standing in the hall and we were quiet again, then this EVP comes through. And to me, it sounds like it's saying goodbye or goodbye and kind of a like, I'm getting out of here for real this time. Um, Wendy's camera keeps rolling. And let me jump over to what you have. Okay, so I'm thinking that the same time I catch goodbye, when somebody's leaving from wherever I am, that's when Wendy gets we're planning and Wendy. And I don't get these EVPs at all, but they're very clear right here on what Wendy caught. But I almost kind of felt like the voices were similar this time, instead of them being like completely different. Like the goodbye, it's just higher pitched. Maybe it's a different voice, but at least they're either coming through now with a little bit more energy, or they just, I don't know, sound similar and could possibly be the same spirit. They left me and now they're heading towards Wendy because they're even naming you.
Huh, that is a thought that, yeah. I wonder if I just have the words wrong too. And it's not windy and it's goodbye because you can hear how high pitched that is. The
Yeah.
we're planning, or I don't remember if those are the exact words. I don't even hear it right
I
now.
Oh, you don't. Well,
It's so faint.
hmm.
And maybe I just wasn't tuned in properly or whatever, but I definitely, you can hear the high pitch that I think is windy, but your goodbye is high pitch also. So,
Right. That's what I was thinking. It sounds like to me, it sounds like the same voices. It could also be the way that I'm sharing it. I feel like when I listen to your EVPs, I hear We're Planning and Wendy. So that's why I was like, that is so fucking weird. Again, I'm getting this time it sounds like the same voices, but almost they're completely different EVPs. So that's why I was like, they said, peace, Chris. I'm gonna go visit Wendy. We're planning to visit Wendy. Like maybe there was more words there and the recorder, your camera didn't pick it up, but like you got the we're planning and Wendy.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it could be that because goodbye and Wendy don't sound anything alike. There are two
Right.
syllables, right?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
But other than that, they don't sound anything alike. So I
Mm-mm.
just don't know how I could confuse those two things.
No. To me, it
Yep.
doesn't sound. I like when I listen to yours. That's why I said I love that I've got yours to compare because I'm like, no, I mean, like I hear exactly what you wrote. I can close my eyes and try to get goodbye out of them, but it doesn't match up. It doesn't make any sense. So if it's not we're planning and Wendy, it's definitely not goodbye. So it's they're different voice or they're different words.
Right. So, like you said, it could be that they're on top of you and they're like
Mhm.
goodbye and they're coming towards me and they're like, Wendy, we're planning.
Yeah, yeah,
And then I don't
yeah.
know, they're going somewhere after that.
Right.
Maybe they
They're
kept
going,
talking. Maybe
right. They
they're
just kept on
like,
going.
we're planning on going down to the cafeteria. Did you want to come with us? They're going maybe they went all the
You
way
get that
down the
meal.
stairs, like talking.
Making some biscuits. Maybe because you got more EVPs when you were sitting back against that wall than I did from where I was standing. I think I've got, well, no, I got a few more, but I feel like you got way more where you were. So maybe they were passing by me. They were making more comments by the time they got to you, and then they went down the stairwell to go to that cafeteria.
Probably still just running their mouths.
Yeah.
We have a lot of luck on stairs. Like,
Yes.
one great example, I know we have a lot of EVPs from on stairs, but I think one great example is when we were on the USS North Carolina and the meters were just going the fuck
Going off.
off when
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
on the stairs and then not so much anywhere else.
That's true. That's true. That was one of your theories, was that maybe that's some sort of like I don't really want to say a portal because I don't think that's how you described it, but it's just a place where energy gathers. People are constantly going up and down or in and out, like that's that throughput of energy. So
Hmm.
that might have something to do with what's how it stays, I
Hmm.
guess. God, I hope not. The stairs here in this house really, really suck. Like they're steep. I don't know why, but like I could not imagine being a ghost stuck, like having to deal with the stairs in this house. Like they just go like they had to make them go straight up basically because the ceilings are so tall.
Yeah,
Ugh,
that
that
sounds
would suck.
exhausting.
It is, it is, but I do get my steps in, that's for sure. Going up and down every day. All right. So, and that's so funny because this next one, I've got, is about walking or somehow. At least I think I might be hearing these wrong, but let me play it for you. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I did all the replays here on the goodbye, so maybe, maybe one or two more. All right. So I am saying that there's two voices here. And I think I mentioned at some point that there were whispers. I feel like there's more going on here that I didn't like mark. I think there's a stomach noise going on again. And maybe another whisper that I didn't mark. But the ones that really stood out that I could clearly hear as words were those two. No running and how will you keep her? And the how will you keep her kind of like to me sounds like how will you keep her? Like they're really like they're really asking, how will you keep her? But it doesn't go down. Like the hurt goes up like the last word, which is kind of weird, like questioning it. How will you keep her?
Yeah, yeah, I love that. Like, I think that it has to be residual energy
Yeah, yeah.
of just the activities that would take place here. But it's so clear. I and yeah, I would agree. I mean, they both sound kind of female to me.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but they do have different tones slightly to them. So it's like two different female spirits or their energy just imprinted. It's so weird how you just get
Yeah.
like just casual conversation, but it seems so much like it's just residual. Like, why does that get imprinted? Like,
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Maybe these
That's a
were
real
very
question.
emotional conversations. Well, I mean, no running is not a conversation, but you know what I mean? Like, you will have emotion when you're like yelling it or whatever,
Mhm.
or something. And
Well, you
this,
know
how will
what?
you keep her?
Maybe with the no running, just a thought, and I don't know, maybe this is how you perceive it, but like maybe it's not so much the person who is saying it, like it's them saying it over and over again, but maybe it's like somebody's memory of someone constantly getting on to them, no running, like that's how they remember Emma, right? Like Emma Jean was always yelling at me for running in the hallway. So they have that voice imprinted in their memory, and so we're actually hearing like kind of like that memory of the spirit instead of Emma Jean yelling it. It's just the spirit's memory. And so maybe that's why you hear no running as one voice and how will you keep her all in the same time, because maybe how will you keep her was the actual voice of the spirit, but we were hearing the memory. I don't know. I am not on drugs. I am just shooting off at the mouth all kinds of ideas. I don't know if there's any bearing to it at all, but like I don't know how else to explain getting those kinds of EVPs.
You know what, though? I think it's genius what you're saying because how do we get ghost cannon fire? How do we get
Right,
ghost train? You know, is it
right,
it's an imprinted activity or is it an imprinted memory from
right.
the people that experience those things? So there's a spirit that lives here at Trans-Allegheny that came from a home. Maybe they were hyperactive,
Hmm.
and these are the conversations that they heard people having about them. Like they were getting in trouble all the time for just being a kid
A
probably.
kid. Yeah,
But and then how will you keep her? She's wild or whatever, and
right.
these like kind of scary
Just the
things
memories.
that
Yeah.
you are not on drugs. I think that is really smart.
It kind of made sense to me. That's why, like, just all of the voices that we get, and sometimes we're trying to make heads or tails, like, what does this mean? What is that? But if you think about it in a place like this, where that's really all these people had were just their memories to hold on to, that's why you're getting all of these different voices all the time. And it doesn't mean a whole lot to us, but it would have meant something to them. And that's why, like, I guess that stone tape, that's why it's being replayed. I don't know about the one that was trying to take me out. Maybe they weren't trying to take me out, or maybe they were. Maybe that's not a like a residual a memory. That maybe that's just a spirit that could actually do something like the ghost,
Yeah.
like ghost movie. But yeah, I guess that's all that I can think of. Especially with things like that, no running and how will you keep her? The voices are very clear. It's wild to catch them and to explain them as being a memory. Because like, what if I just set the recorder up like I'm alive, but I mean, would my energy be enough to project my own memories out, and then would I catch my own my own voice? Oh shit.
I don't want to do
Mm.
that experiment.
Getting creepy. But I mean, maybe that explains how sometimes we catch things that sound like our own voices.
Yeah, I think that that is making sense as well. And there's something, and I can't explain it, but there is something that Amy and Adam Berry were chit-chatting about towards the end of Kindred Spirits, and all of their seasons and whatnot. They were in this one place in New England somewhere, of course,
Yeah.
and they were talking about like how people project an idea basically and then it makes it real and then they were talking about a fictional what they were talking about a fictional no that's not how that says it isn't it. It sounds so weird all of a sudden. This is what menopause does to y'all guys, just so know. Perimenopause, all of a sudden I said my niece's name the other day and I was like, what?
Is that really her name?
Is that her name? And I was like, it sounds so weird. Like I've never heard this name before. She's 25. She'll be 26. Monday. Happy birthday to Hannah. But they were making up a ghost and they were like, marry the ghost, marry the ghost, marry the ghost. And then they ran like a recorder and then they get an EVP back being like, "Where's Mary?" or something, and they were like, "Ah, we did it," and I'm like, "What did you do?"
What did you do? Yeah, right.
I was like so lost. I'm like, "But you didn't make the voice up, so where did the voice come from?"
Right, right. Where did the voice go? So does that mean then that they convinced the ghost that there's a Mary there?
Yeah, so that would, and they weren't saying the place isn't haunted. I don't know what they were getting at. Somebody needs to dumb it down and explain it to me. But if what they were trying to say, and I just didn't get it from how they were describing it, is something like what you're saying, that like your own energy comes out. So they're like, Mary, 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 and then they do an EVP session and it's their brain. I don't
Yeah,
know.
right.
It's like,
They've made it happen.
yeah, I was like, but what? I'm so confused.
I like the idea of going to these haunted locations and telling them who the ghosts are, and they just need to. I
That
told you it was Jerome. I told you. I told you. There it is.
that seems a bit cruel because I would imagine as you're a ghost for 100 years or whatever, you might start to forget. You might just start to forget your life. You might to forget what's my name again? I don't even know. And so we go there and be like, your name isn't Thomas.
Right.
You're Bobby. Now that's what we're
Sure.
gonna call you. Bobby the
I mean,
Ghost lives here. I don't know. I think the idea of going somewhere that isn't haunted. I mean, I guess like you would want to go to like a super new place or in your own house and you test this theory of trying to meditate on something and
mhm.
then do an EVP session, but that's weird. Like, I mean, I don't know, that's weird. Because if you
Huh.
hear a voice back and it doesn't sound like your voice, then who is it?
Yeah, then who is that? Hmm.
Is that my alternate personality's voice? Like, and my subconscious doesn't have my same voice? Or is it a ghost hearing my thoughts and
Right. And
having
then
it?
just yeah, then telling you what they I would like to try it. But the thing is what I've found most often, and especially in our explorations, ghosts don't usually answer when I ask them questions. They usually start talking when I'm talking about something else. That they're just like, well, this girl's just going to keep rambling. So now I can finally sit over here and talk to Sue about what I really wanted to talk about. And I can tell Sue about who actually started the fire in this building in 18 whatever. That's when all the juicy tidbits come out when I'm not paying attention.
Hmm.
Um,
True.
hmm. So basically, what you're telling me is that perimenopause, I'm gonna have to just walk around the house starting fights, but carry the recorder with me.
Um, we talked about, and this wasn't on like a recording, I'm pretty sure we were talking about how we both saw it or something that a symptom of perimenopause is that you
Hmm.
see stuff out of the corner of your eye. And I
Yes.
swear, so much in my own house now, I'm like,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and then also we're not empty nesters, but like the kids aren't home very often. I did have one move out, but the other one's not home very much or doesn't roam out of his room very much. And
Sure.
so I don't know. I don't you just like you thought you just saw somebody, but nobody's there because
Right. Right.
the only two people are on this couch. So
Hmm.
but I never think it's like a ghost. I don't get a sense that this place is haunted. We had some weird stuff happen when we first moved in, but that hasn't
Yeah.
happened in so long.
It's all the sage in you do. They're like, ugh. She doesn't want me here, apparently.
True, true. That is probably that could play into it. Yeah.
There was something that happened in the house not too long ago, and my husband and my son were both downstairs. I don't know if there's a ghost touching my face right now, or if I just have hair.
It's the ghost coming out of your body. It's your own soul.
Weird time to have just like something on my face. I cannot get it off of there. I'm sure it was just a cat hair, but with that being said, so we're all downstairs. I don't even remember what the context was. But I was like, oh, I don't know. That happens all the time. And Brandon, my husband, was like, I thought for sure you would say, oh, it's haunted. And I said, no, obviously this house isn't haunted. I would know. And then my husband just dies laughing. He's like, or you're a terrible ghost hunter. Thanks. Thank you.
Well.
Well, now, now I'm going to show him. I'll be walking around with that recorder, blah, blah, blah. Trying to catch the ghost, but they're right here in my face while I'm trying to record this show. Don't worry, I don't have too much more for you. So this is going to be a short show, so we can have as many side conversations as you want.
Well, I wasn't worried about it.
Okay. Where am I? No running. Okay, so this next one, I don't know. I'm just gonna play it. I don't know what these words mean. So, whoop, here we go.
What was that?
Yeah.
It was like a howl or something. What was that?
All right, so I don't know what the banging noise is. I don't think that's obviously not what he's reacting to because he says he hears a howl. And I agree, but it's kind of, I'm agreeing kind of like, yeah, like I heard something. I don't know if I heard a howl. But we both at least comment that we heard something. And I actually get this voice, which to me sounds pretty clear. It almost sounds like someone's yelling like from the other side, like, let me out of here. And I don't mean when I say it sounds like someone's yelling, I don't mean like a human. Like I felt like this was an EVP.
For sure, it is. And I would say that I think this is that he's hearing. Because,
Yeah,
we say that stuff all the time
right.
during investigations. We're like, what was that noise? It sounded like scratching. And
Mhm.
then it's an EVP. We hear little like odd noises or we describe them in odd manners. And then when we actually can listen to them like this, it's like, oh, that was an EVP. And
Yes.
I feel like I have that on my video somewhere as well, and it did
Oh,
not sound like this. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I just remember hearing it in the review, but yeah, I you couldn't make out these words on mine, so you had to be closer to it, and that's why you're getting it clearer.
gotcha. Well, that makes sense because you did get, like I said before, and you got a ton of EVPs. So you might have gotten something similar. You probably did catch this exact moment because you were filming the whole time, which is cool too, because then at least you would see that none of us were like
Howling.
like making howling
Yeah.
or banging on doors or whatever the heck it was that we were going. But I didn't write down what your clip was. So you guys are just gonna have to go back to that full playlist that Wendy has on YouTube, I guess, and listen to the whole thing. But this next one that I got at the same time you catch Mallory, which we discussed in your episode. But I again I get a whole sentence here instead of Mallory, and I can play them back to back again because I did write down what time yours was caught, and again they sound different.
What was that? What was that? What was that?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
noise. That's what I was hearing.
That's not a bird.
Yeah, it almost sounded like a firework or
Oh,
something.
I didn't even think that there would be birds making noises at night.
Yeah.
Owls?
Well, I think if it was a screech owl
No.
or something, we'd figure that out.
Yeah, that's true. I think it could be like a cart noise, yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be a gurney, but like that mail basket that we saw.
Oh, yeah.
Like I should have done that a little bit better and broken it up into two words because it sounds like it pauses. So it sounds to me like it says, Joe, get out of here. Like there's a pause in between Joe and get out of here instead of it being just one long sentence.
I heard it clearly though. Like I think the
Yeah.
way that you have it with the comma, it makes sense that there's going to be a pause. So yeah, that's fun. That happened at the same time the Mallory one came?
Yeah. So let me go to your video and fight with YouTube again. Oh, here we go.
What was that?
Yeah, that noise. That's what I was hearing.
That's not a bird.
Yeah, it was like fireworks.
Well, I didn't even think that there would be birds making noises at night necessarily.
Owls.
Well, I think if it was a screech owl or something, we'd figure that out.
That's true.
Oh, you know what? Actually, now that I hear it, it
It's
does have the same amount of syllables, doesn't it?
it does. I don't think it's Mallory. Maybe it
Yeah.
was just I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, I just heard it wrong. I think yours is right that it's Joe, get out of here.
I think it's just because I was closer to it. Because when I was listening to yours, I listened to yours again. I'm like, yeah, I hear Mallory. Okay, so I wrote it down. That's so wild. But now that I'm listening to it again, it does sound like it's doing the same thing. Word pause, get out of here.
Uh-huh.
I think it's just that it was closer to me
Hmm.
when it was being said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot. Well, I thought we had multiple ghosts here again, but I think that one this time is the same one.
Yeah, I
All
would
right.
say. But I mean, all the other ones so far really do sound different.
Yeah, different. Yeah, for sure. I agree with you on that. Like again with the we're planning and Wendy, I heard those exactly like they said. All right, so I've got a name for you coming up. Is that this one? Okay, yeah. So this one, I say name and word, but it could actually be name and name, but it's further away or a different voice. It sounds different the second time, but it has again the same um and like same syllables. So I need your help actually with this one.
Mm-hmm. And then we did hear stuff that sounded like voices too.
Yeah.
Oh, you see how that one must be reflecting on that wheelchair. Oh, you see how that one must be reflecting on that wheelchair. Oh, you see how that one must be reflecting on that wheelchair.
So, like the first one comes in, and it's a little quieter, the one that says the name. But
Hmm.
then the second time it comes in, it's much louder. It has much more like emotion behind it. And the first time I heard it, it sounded like he's yelling, "Sorry, sorry," But then after I clipped it and I put it, the playlist together, I'm like, maybe they're just saying Charlie, and then they're saying Charlie again, like because Charlie wasn't listening the first time. Like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
So I can make out both of them.
Mhm.
Like I can see where you could get both, but I would lean towards sorry, I think. I
Mhm.
think that one would win out. Just I don't
Yeah.
know why. I mean, I feel like I just really hear the at the
Yes.
beginning. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. That's where I was too. Instead of cha-cha, and it's
Yeah.
sorry, sorry. Which that could be residual or whatever. It could be someone really, you had the EVPs where they're proclaiming their love for whoever is there, and maybe someone is also just trying to say that they're sorry for something that happened. But and then I don't know if the Charlie is another voice, same guy, just closer or farther away. I don't know.
Hmm.
Uh, but I think no, that's not the only name I got. I got another one coming up. Anyways, that was it for us in the hallway and the room in the hallway. That was mostly in the hallway. Now we're going to start What I've got left here is when we're actually making our way back to headquarters or the paranormal room or what else, war room. I don't know what they if they had an official name, but basically the room where everybody had all their stuff, like where they would meet up and swap stories and kind of get ready to either go on to the next place or go home. That's where we're headed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you see how that one must be reflecting on that wheelchair.
I'm gonna start writing down how many times I decide to clip these so that I'm not. I promise I'm going to get there. Like some of these, I clip them like twice, sometimes three times, sometimes four times. I don't know what I'm doing.
This thing doesn't feel like it wants to hold my hand. Ooh, good. Ooh, good. Ooh, good.
All right, that's really hard to hear. There's a lot of movement. That's because, like I said before, we're moving. We're leaving the area. So I'm walking around. But then I get that I'm here, everybody, as if somebody is excited to see us, or we walked into someone announcing that they're there. It's a weird thing to listen to, like a couple of hours of digital audio, and you're only hearing my voice and Wendy's voice, and then all of a sudden this other voice just pops in. So it's a lot harder to just show it as one clip without having you listen to the whole thing. But you don't have 3 hours to sit here and listen to the whole thing just to say, oh yeah, there's that voice. I'm like, even though there's a lot of movement, I feel like there's a voice there. It's a lot harder to hear with all of the everything else that's going on.
What's crazy is that it is very clear what they're saying. And I admit, like or you're right. The first time you play it, there's all the noise. And then
Mhm.
I'm like, then the next time I'm like, I'm looking for it more, you know? So then I could hear it. And then when you
Mhm.
hear it, it's like, that's exactly what it's saying. And it's just this little quiet voice over all that, or, underneath all that noise. And
Exactly.
it's wild that they're coming up to where everybody is and they're
Yeah.
like, I'm here.
I'm here. I'm
Ta-da!
here, everybody. Well, it's cute too. So also, so here's more backstory. So I said that I was walking. I was walking. I talked Wendy into getting into the wheelchair, and I pushed her down the hall a little bit. So when I initially heard this, I was like, "Oh, damn! How am I going to explain this to Wendy?" I wonder if Wendy also had a spirit sitting in the chair with her, and when I'm pushing this wheelchair down the hallway, the spirit's right here in the chair, and the spirit says, "Hey, I'm here, everybody." Like I just basically pushed the spirit in, but not knowing because I'm pushing Wendy in the wheelchair instead. Like it's a cute EVP. It's very happy. It's upbeat. It almost reminds me of like when my grandma, like in her wheelchair, and something like that's what she would say. I'm here, everybody. It's just a real upbeat kind of a soul.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it really is.
so
I think it's sweet. I mean, you can't do this kind of thing and then be afraid that a ghost is gonna touch you or that
right,
you're walking right through them or whatever, like you can't have those things in your mind of being like, oh my God, that creeps me out. Like, then don't go
yeah,
to haunted places because
right,
you can't see them.
yeah.
So that does mean that they could be right up on you and you just like, I don't want them to all of a sudden be able to manifest right
Right. That's
right in my fucking lap or something.
oh, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah.
That's a little jump scare I'm not super psyched about. But
Wow.
yeah, as long as they don't like 13 ghosts it, then
Dude.
we're fine.
No, before you said that, I was going to say just make sure that you're recording when it does manifest in your lap,
Yeah.
but not if it's 13 ghosts. Then it's like just get the hell out. Just
No,
go.
no, that's the proof we're looking for. So as long
Yeah,
as we have a good camera, I just want to be
right,
able to catch it. But
right.
No
Yeah.
camera. Don't worry about showing yourself. Just keep it to yourself.
That's true. Exactly. If I'm not filming, then don't show up. Um, Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. There were so many times when something has manifested for me, and I had a camera either not working or or not working. It seems like every time my equipment fails on me, that's when something shows up. Ooh, I'll get there one day, I promise. Um, all right, so the next one, I think we're talking about, and it might show up in this clip, but I think we're talking about how we felt like the activity has quieted down.
You want to just call it and start making our way down?
Yeah, I guess we can. What has happened?
I know. Well, this side is just quiet.
Yeah.
Well, it was weird this week in here. You know, a couple of loud things. And then I'll call that red light. It was weird this week in here. It was weird this week in here.
All right, so I don't know what that howl is that's going on in the background. I wasn't able to identify what that is, but it sounds like there's something else happening. But I caught that voice that says not too loud, and it's either Marv or Marge. Like because we're saying I don't feel like there's really anything going on in this side of the building, and yeah, we're saying it's kind of quieted down, and we're like, yeah, maybe we should head back. And then I got that voice, and they're kind of like, they might be leaving. Not too loud, Marv.
They're so sneaky. They're so sneaky and rude. Like
Yeah,
we're
I
just
know.
trying to have a conversation with them. But yeah, that is what I hear as well. And makes sense because we weren't really feeling them.
Yeah,
And they were doing that shit on purpose, I guess.
I know. So I am actually about to wrap up my EVPs with this last one. And unfortunately, it's not a zinger like I had for you before. But still an interesting EVP. I think there's a lot of additional noise at the same time. So it's another one of those where you're gonna have to condition your ears to hear it.
It was weird this week in here. I kept shining my light and it was anything else? Loud noises from the length of the hallway. I dropped this thing.
Okay, so we are like it's all four of us, and we're making our way down to, I guess, again, like I said, that the room, the war room or whatever. So that's why there's a lot of movement, and you can kind of hear the man that's with us, him talking a little bit. But the voice that comes through that is not one of ours is this um, kind of a whispery or a raspy sounding, bring them all. And I honestly, I feel like there's more to it, like bring them all down now or down here. The other words I couldn't really make out. And there was so much noise that it kind of blocks out if there's anything else going on. So I just didn't put them there. If you hear them, then that's cool. But again, like I just felt like there was so much going on. I just decided to write down the ones that were the clearest. So that's why I said bring them all. But I thought it was kind of interesting because of the location. Like I said, it's all of us. This is after, and again, Wendy has done an episode on this location already, and we discussed where there was a part in the hallway where we saw a red light. So this is all of us together after that red light happened. So that's why it's kind of noisy. But because of that, I thought it was interesting, like bring them all either down or now. Is it because we're all leaving at the same time and there's like a nurse or somebody and it's just like, yeah, bring them all down now. Or is it just residual, maybe that was something that would have been said before. I don't know. But
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm sure at any point in time that you could there's a group that is going to go down somewhere, but I wouldn't think it's a residual comment. They probably are talking about us. because they were very talkative in that hallway where we saw that red light. This is
Yep.
a very weird voice, like
Mhm.
raspy, like you said. Like that is interesting. Also, can I ask, this photo is from that night?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it was like a full moon, it looks like that night.
Yeah,
Oh, I did not remember that. See, that should have, maybe that's what helped bring them all, you know?
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
it is a cool voice. I mean, obviously we're moving, so it's hard, but like for people that are like, you can't count that or that's horrible,
Yeah.
what are we supposed to like disregard the spirits talking to us just because we're passing by them in the hallway? I mean, I don't
Right.
think so.
I couldn't do it. There was a lot that I did not put into like a clip because it was just too hard to make out. Sure, there are whispers. There was a lot more going on, but I really just wanted to stick to if there's an EVP and then there's whispers, okay, like I'll put all that together because I think that that's relevant. There's something else going on. I just can't make it out. But the other ones that were just I didn't but there is shit going on here. So much activity. There's so many like memories or residual, and then the actual very intelligent haunting. It's such a cool place. And like I can't even begin to tell you how many times when I'm scrolling on Instagram or TikTok and Trans-Allegheny comes up as like somebody's wish list place of places to go. Like this is the top of the list, and I can totally see why because it's just very active. Now for me, I didn't walk away with any pictures. I didn't have where something manifested in front of me, like Wendy had said a second ago, if like something had just appeared in her lap, like that didn't happen. Um, I did feel touched. We did see things and we walked away with a ton of evidence. So I mean, like again, I said this last time, I'll say it again. You don't need me to convince you that Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum is haunted. There are tons of other people that have gone and have said the same things or even more. But it's awesome to have had the chance to go there and investigate it and walk away with just so much evidence. I love it.
Yes, I would say that it was definitely a place that was on my wish list. Like, I got to go tour it when we were driving back from visiting
Yeah.
you one time, and it was real cool because it was like a rainy day, and so there wasn't a lot of people there. So we got to walk, me and my family got to walk around with the guide just by ourselves. It was like a private tour just because nobody else was there. And I just love the place. The building, it's just
Mhm.
beautiful. And I know that's weird to say because it's run down and whatnot. But to me, it's my kind of thing. So to get the opportunity to go, like, thank you, Robin, for inviting us because we would
Mhm.
have never afforded that place on our own, or we shouldn't spend that kind of money on our own for sure. So that helped us out. And they were a cool group to be with because they're real serious about it, just like we are, though I know it doesn't seem like we are sometimes,
Mm.
but we are. And it was just amazing. It was amazing to be there. And
Mhm.
I know that the EVPs are, real hushed and stuff, but they're definitely there. So and they're all over the place and so many different voices. So it's so haunted. Yeah, I'm so excited
Yeah.
with what we finally got to like review and get to hear like what's going on with the spirits there and stuff. It's not like a scary place like people try to make it out to be. I think it's just got a lot. It's got a lot going, a lot of people there, a lot of spirits
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Definitely. Another thing too, just to point out, because I didn't give Robin enough credit for that, for pulling that off and inviting us, but also that we can go with a group that is very respectful of our space and what we're doing. That's them. Like they were awesome. Like we've been to other locations where there were massive groups and they were the opposite. And it kind of put us in a bad place. Like we thought, we can't ghost hunt with other groups because they're disrespectful. They only want you to investigate like with them, in like as if they're hosting a show.
Hmm.
Yeah, like it just it I don't know, it kind of put a bad taste in our mouth for a really long time. So it was really awesome that they invited us to this location, and they've invited us to other locations too that we wouldn't be able to afford by ourselves. And we luck out because they're a great group to investigate with. But yeah, that is me wrapping up Trans-Allegheny. That's all that I have for this location. Just kind of bittersweet because again, there was just so much. There was so freaking much. Like every time I turned on my recorder and started listening to it again, I was like, there's an EVP and there's an EVP and there's something, there's whispers, there's something, there's whispers. It's just nonstop. So but yeah, that's it. That's all that I have on Trans-Allegheny. I don't think I have anything else. I'm pretty sure I don't because I told you before in my other episode, I use a night vision camera and the sound is just garbage. So there won't be any EVPs coming from that. So yeah, this is it.
Yeah, and I talked before in your other episode that I was going to check that body cam that I was wearing because that's what it is. It's not like I don't have a GoPro, but I have like a generic thing, you know. It wasn't that because it's not night vision, the one I have. So I had this body cam on, and it's real stupid how it like works. And it's hard to tell if it's actually recording. And obviously it was not because those files don't exist. So yeah, I've done checked everything again and I don't have
Mhm.
anything else either. So, but I think what we walked away with was good. So
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
I think well, I mean, of course it was worth it because it was just worth the experience, but we
Hmm.
walked away with something and, you know, that doesn't happen. Ghosts don't work on command. So I still
Hmm.
think we walked away with some good stuff. So thank you for that. And yeah, uh, do you want to do like, you guys know all the social stuff, blah, because you should be watching all of our episodes anyway. So you should know where to find us.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on Facebook, and we're on Twitter. So COTN_paranormal for all of those places. YouTube, obviously, because you're here, you're watching us on YouTube. And we post on the socials every day, just a little clip, just a little taste of what the episode is all about. But if you like what you see, please like and subscribe, and that way you'll be alerted to the very next episode that comes out.
All right, cool. Bye.
Bye.